this individual, I don't know why they let him walk. He goes by Sea Blue. I love that he's got a video that he made and a dude is in the video with a face mask. That's probably one of my favorite things about this. Like, he's got this video where he's acting all hard and he's got one of his dudes in the back legit with a face mask on. Tell me you're hard without telling me that you're hard. And so, this is Law and Order. This is like this all over the country. All over the country. Thousands of cops came out. 22-year-old young man, rookie cop, shot and killed, Harlem. Thousands of cops. That was some of his service. All these people coming out. It's just unbelievable. You have somebody who illegally entered the country, killed a cop in Houston. This is happening over and over again. It's because you have these DAs that are obsessed with crappy restorative justice. Y'all know what restorative justice is? It's stupid, really. Restorative justice is this idea that you can somehow grace a criminal back to being a law-abiding person. I mean, that's what it is. Restorative justice is not about serving the victim. It's about protecting the criminal. I mean, it's just heartbreaking. The widow, rookie officer, 22 years old, Jason Rivera. That applause that you heard in that audio coming in, that was the standing ovation that she received. His wife, Dominique. They had only been married a few months. They had argued before he left for work that day. You know she's going to live with that for the rest of her life. It's not her fault, but you know how it is. She's going to live with it forever. I mean, my heart breaks for her. And so she said when she heard 2 officers were shot in Harlem, she immediately texted and said, "Are you okay? Tell me you're okay. I know you're mad right now. Just text me that you're okay or busy." She said that we used to share locations on Find My iPhone, and she checked his, saw that he was at Harlem Hospital. So she thought maybe he was sitting on a perp. Nothing. She called and called and called. She knew something wasn't right. Then came the phone call, she said. And she had to go to the hospital. And when she got there, despite the fact, she said that dozens of people were surrounding her, she felt alone. She saw him one last time in the hospital bed wrapped up in sheets. And that was it. When you have these DAs, they think that they're going to fix the break in the dam downstream. That's what restorative justice is. You want to know what restorative justice is? Restoring whatever was broken in a 16-year-old that causes him to shoot a cop. Restoring whatever was in this prohibited possessor older felon that shot and killed Jason Rivera. Some of these dudes that are doing this are so young. It reminds me of the story back in Flashback. I wrote about this when I lived in St. Louis. This was shortly after we had moved, like not even a year after we moved to Texas. And we lived downtown. I could walk to Busch Stadium, see the arch from my backyard. I could smell the barley from the brewery. We lived in the city. We had a drug den that opened up at the end of our street. And we worked with police, but police were only able to arrest and rearrest and rearrest. Same people kept coming back over and over again. Cops were always there at the end of the street. All the neighborhood kids, none of them, no adult would let their kids outside. Funny enough, unless they saw me because they knew I was packing. Sometimes I'd just straight up open carry on the sidewalk. And also interesting, the drug dealers stayed away. They purposely, even though you could pass through the street one end to the other, they purposely did not drive past our house. So it was weird because the kids would all be on one side and then they did their. So I've seen it. I've seen it. I know how it is. Blocks away after we moved in the Shaw neighborhood, I lived in McKinley Heights. I lived a couple streets over from Hodak's Chicken in St. Louis. And there was a young man named Vonderett Myers. Minor. He had gotten in trouble with police not long before. He led police on a chase in downtown St. Louis, and he had a gun and he threw it and they caught him. He should have been under house arrest. He was supposed to be on curfew and all this stuff. That never happened. You know how it is. Plainclothes cop was walking the neighborhood, sees Vonderett Myers coming out of a suspected drug house because Vonderett Myers was known to police at this time. So young. Whole life ahead of him. The hell was he doing running around the street? Where was his mom and dad? They see the cop. Shots are exchanged. The cop fires. Myers is killed. Everybody's mad at the cops. Nobody's mad at the parents. Nobody's mad at the parents. Nobody's asking, why is this kid who should have been in school, who should have been doing homework, who shouldn't have been out running around with grown adults going into a drug house? Nobody's asking about those parents. Every single time this happens, everyone always excuses their horrible parenting and they put it on police. Look, I don't back the blue when they're enforcing the vax passports and that. That's not a justification for this. There's no justification for this. They're people too, you know. They take the uniform off at the end of the day. They put the badge on their dresser. They have spouses that they go home to. They got kids that they go home to. And you have DAs who either drop charges, don't pursue charges, or they allow these repeat offenders to plea down. And then lawmakers have the audacity, like in San Jose, which we'll talk about later, to blame the law-abiding.